Sup Shredders, my name is Logan, aka Spiderhands, and welcome to SP Reviews, where today I'm checking out a track by an act named Leo Moracchioli, featuring Rabea and Hannah. And if we switch over to here, I have it on not Spotify, this is YouTube. This is quite a big cover of Toto's Africa, a middle cover. This was recommended a few months ago by Hunk or Hulk, I think it was. Hunk or Hulk. He's been wanting me to do this for quite a while, and just like that video that I talked about with the Beastie Boys, right, for Kids Crash. This is one video that I've just been meaning to do for ages and never got around to. I'm doing it today because I know he's, obviously I've been reminded a few times now, and I wanted to clear up all the loose ends this week, just that I can just start or have the rest of the year a new chapter, nice and chill, free of any sort of like, any things that I've forgotten to do. I didn't want to have any obligations outside of what I've got planned for the future. But as nonetheless, I'm excited to listen through this track. We're going to listen through it from start to finish, get what we think. Let's go. Oh, and by the way, as I don't do fan requests via Fiverr anymore, if you want to get some fan requests done, you're more than welcome to go through my Patreon, not spiderhands.com. It's patreon.com/spiderhandspnz. Anyways, yeah, you can get yourself a custom monthly video review if you want to, or you can just support the channel. Either way, thanks. Let's go. Hang on a minute. That's quite quiet, isn't it? Nope, it's just naturally quiet. Is YouTube quiet? Nope. That was a whisper, wasn't it? That was interesting. I was wondering why it was so quiet. Got a camper on the right. It does sound like the track it's covering. I'm loving the charisma and the enthusiasm in the performance, man. I'm wondering if that's mirroring the original video or something else. But she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. Cool. She's coming in. Nicely mixed. I mean, it is obviously coming from a studio. I think it was what is it? Frog Leap Studios. Yeah, fantastic. The moonlight wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. Got that roof acoustic insulation. Along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words or ancient melody. He turned to me as if to say, "Hurry, boy, it's waiting there for you." It's nice to have that vocal fry coming at the end before what I assume is going to be a very heavy breakdown. Smart move there. Smart move from Leo Moracchioli. I'm assuming that Rabea and Hannah are going to come in now. Yeah, dude, she got a good voice. Okay. Really tight vocal performance there from both singers so far. A nice contrasting textures and timers to their voice. I'm loving the way that they are just so confident. They're not just performing it; they're also, performing. They're really in the moment, and I think that's really important, especially in this kind of audio-visual experience. You can't half-ass it, longing for some solitary company. I know that I must do what's right. I sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the Serengeti. I see. The phrasing of this verse section is fun. You got like an extra 4 or 5 beats at the end of each stanza just to split them up and keep that poetry going. It's great. It's really well written song by Toto. Fighting all this thing that I become. Don't feel with the pick scratch at the end. Are the picks great? Yeah. Oh, breakdown time. I wasn't expecting this. this is their own signature touch to it, I suppose. Yeah, having the harmonies vocals with like the growls and then the really clean upper frequency vocals from Hannah is a smart move there. That contrast is welcome. This kind of darkness to this rhythm riff here as well is really dope. I wasn't expecting this, and having that unexpected little bit of happening occurring there is it's slick, dude. I'm gonna go with some sort of opeth, this kind of vibe here. This Rabea is a pretty sick instrumentalist. Harmonies. Oh, look at those bends that he was just doing then. He had those strings across half the fretboard. That was phenomenal, dude. That finger strength. Those triplets, 16th triplets. Oh. Okay, that was a slick transition back into this hook. And it's fun as well. Like, there's like a sense of humor about it. There's a sense of whimsy about it, you know. I've got to appreciate and show some love for that, you know. Professionalism on display. That little natural harmonic there is a nice touch. It's like, even though I've heard it before, it sounds just as fresh the second time. The Cookie Monster vocals, dude. I wonder what Toto would have thought about that, you know?
Hi guys, thanks for checking.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's the end of the song. I thought the song was going to be like 7 minutes long, and I was freaking out because I was like, wow, what are they going to do in addition to the odyssey that is sprung henceforth? I wonder what Toto would think about a song like this, because this is the conclusion. You know, hearing about like the rains of Africa and something a million men couldn't do or something like that, trying to do the things that they've always wanted to. I'm not quite sure what the song is about. I took in a lot of the different parts of this track, like what are the parts of the story that I could get. But I was more sort of focusing on the music of it, I suppose, in a sense. For me, like, in a track like this where you've got such phenomenal instrumentalists as well as singers, you're not just focused on the story and hearing it a second time. And in fact, honestly, the point of a cover, it needs to be more than telling the story, because the cover is, the story's already been told within the original. When you're doing a cover like this, you've got to provide something different. I think that's what Leo Moracchioli and Rabea Hannah have managed to accomplish here. I think that, again, if we go through it bit by bit, the singer, Hannah as well as Leo, they had great chemistry together. Rabea as well on the guitar during the solo sections, fantastic loose pentatonic solo, followed in by that smooth, following that smooth melodic vibrato filled layer and those big bends at the end. You had a very true to form, authentic sort of start to it, and we just kind of went for that heavy metal vibe at the end, and I think that's great. You know, it is a metal cover. It's metal. I don't really think you could have gotten the quote-unquote heavier than this without ruining the core fundamental themes of the song, like the musical themes. So well done for keeping it tasteful. You know, the structure was, again, very similar to what we had with Toto's original, like in the verses and everything, including those extra bars at the end of each line, but at the same time, just that part of the second half, just really going to that sense of darkness and down to chug and then the wah solo bits is a great move. Yep, lots of love for that. What else? I think that the musicianship was sublime, and having some of the 16th triplet kicks, for example, the blues pentatonic solo, or, you know, the vocal harmonies were fairly true to the form. And the original obviously sounds like the growls. The growls weren't necessarily in the original. I think that the instrument performances were flawless. I think that they were also done in a way that was reasonably raw and true to the original recording. I don't think they put a whole lot of processing on a lot of different instruments. I like the fact that he was playing his own drum kit as well. I think that was a smart move. I like that because I think that when you have all the other instruments going through like tube amps and stuff like that, having that drum kit there, it's a thorough analog experience, right? And it just has that signature warmth to it that is more sort of like true to the tone of the original release, which was obviously recorded in decades ago now. Finally, the recording, mixing, and mastering was sensational. I've got no major complaints about that. I think we've got ourselves here. Obviously, you know, Frog Leap Studios are successful. They've got like how many subscribers have they got on their page now? It's pretty massive. Yeah, they're like 4.5 mil. Obviously, like they're totally sorted. They are totally good to go. They don't need my feedback or good wishes, but I'm impressed with what they managed to accomplish here, and I think that it was faithful to the original, whilst providing a new angle on it that I think is you know, while I would say, I don't necessarily say needed because the original was fantastic, but it was just a fun addition to it, you know? It was a different take on it. Well done to everyone involved. That's effectively my review of, you know, Toto's Africa, or the cover of it by Leo Moracchioli, Moracchioli, as well as, you know, Rabea and Hannah. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show these guys some love via the various social medias and the YouTube page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as either help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I will catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.